Welcome to Armstrong High School, a nice Monday evening for Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Lacrosse. It is the Osseo Park Center Crocs, as they're informally known, and the Armstrong Falcons. OPC looking for its first win of the season. Numbers have certainly been an issue for them, and they're trying to get things going here. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken, and Dan, hard to paint a real rosy picture for them. They've had some struggles. They had one pretty close game, but they're trying to build, trying to learn, and the coaches say they've given effort and they're starting to work together. But they've did for OPC, just a lot of young players that are still learning the sport.
Well, you've only got two seniors on the entire team, and I see eighth grader, sophomore, and that. There's a big difference in that. The size, weight, and speed of the older kids will tend to overman the young ones. But here's the good news: they're going to get better. The more they play, they're going to take their hits, but they'll tend to get better, and who knows, they might sprout one tonight.
Meanwhile, Armstrong got off to a 5-0 start. They're, in contrast, a very experienced team. It's senior night here, and they've got 12 seniors. And as they're reading their bios, most of them were, I've played lacrosse for 7 years, 8 years, things like that. So they're certainly farther along in the skill development level. They are coming off their first loss of the season.
That's
I think
true.
it'd be something a little interesting to see for them. How do we bounce back from getting beat by Centennial by a goal? Yeah,
well, again, it was by a goal, and they scored 8. Centennial scored 9, but, it can affect you mentally to know that, things are going great. You've been crushing people, and all of a sudden, whoa, a hiccup comes. How do you respond to that? Well, you get an opportunity to show against OPC, and they should come out firing. Hopefully the coach got them going, saying, don't take these guys lightly. Let's get back on track and show what we're worth here. And that's what I'm expecting to see from the Falcons tonight.
It's been a little bit of a strange schedule for them, too, because they've got 5 road games in a row after this one, and against some good opponents. They go Maple Grove, Wayzata, Champlain Park, Andover in the next 4. And so they're going to need to use this as a, not an off night, a fun night, but they need to get springboarded into those next games, I think, too.
Oh, yeah, you're going to find out how good they are. This isn't, you want to put everything together in this game. You want to show yourselves that you can play the way you're supposed to play, because you're going to have to when you're playing the Maple Groves and these other teams, the Powers in the conference, etc. Those will be a big test for them right now. So we'll see how they react.
Let's look at key players to watch for in this one, starting with Osseo Park Center. Although she's a sophomore, Lauren Rainerson, definitely one of their more experienced and skilled players. And you see, they haven't scored a ton of goals this year, obviously, but she does have 7 of them so far this year. And a player that, has a lot of ability, just getting better and better, too.
Well, she's still growing. She's only a sophomore, by God. She's got 7 goals and 1 assist, as it says, but has done some other good things here. She's fast, she's quick, she's fearless. She ain't real big, but she's going to get there, and the experience she's getting this year, she's a very confident player, and we'll see her grow over the next few years.
And for Armstrong, we're going to talk about one of those seniors and one of their captains, Claire Sondral, also had a good hockey season in the winter, and is getting it done. She's got kind of a long, lean frame, and definitely can get it done in terms of goal scoring, as you see.
She's got 15 goals and 1 assist there. She can get to the net, and she can put it in the net, and she's by far the leading scorer on Armstrong's team. Nearest scorers have got 11 goals comparatively, but she's averaging about 2.5 shots on goal a game, and that's pretty good. The average is about 1.4. So she knows where to go, and she gets out of the net, and we'll look for her to light it up. She'll lead them.
Take a quick break, and we'll come back with the start of tonight's game. Osseo Park Center versus Armstrong up next.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And about set for lacrosse here. We had our pregame festivities with the Armstrong seniors and then lineups and whatnot. And you can see it's a fun night for them, hearing a lot of their memories of lacrosse throughout the years. And it always cracks me up what high school kids think of as their best memories, because there were some pretty funny ones along the way there. Not exactly always what you'd think.
Yeah, one was falling down, and, it's interesting what sticks in their minds, but,
The things that make them laugh, I think, is probably what came to a lot of them turned to. So we'll have a junior in goal for Osseo Park Center, and there's a sophomore, Avery Rancho, will start tonight for Armstrong in goal. Played a couple of games for them. Lydia College also sees a lot of time as their goalie. Yeah. And Chloe Lamoth will start at the other end for Osseo Park Center. There's Josie Rohach. Played for Osseo Park Center and then became co-head coach a couple years ago, and now is the sole head coach as Allie Nelson stepped down, and we're underway here. Well, actually, we're going to redo that draw.
When it's straight to the ground, it's got to go up and then come down. Aggressive on OPC part here, though. This is good.
Yeah, that's one thing that coach said that they really need work on, that they hadn't been doing well on draws. So Sandra will wind up with it, and here we go as Armstrong, the big favorite in this one, getting first possession here. Olivia Keene controlling. Falcons line up a little bit different than normal because of it being senior night. Their seniors are all getting the starting nod here. Carly Rettelsheimer is shot, and the save by Lamoth. Then it pops up in the air, and Chloe's able to grab it up.
Well, the clears here are going to be really important. Somebody's got to come back and get open for them, because the Falcons will put a forecheck on them. Here we go.
Gets it to Sophia Germstead here, looking to work her way upfield. And runs into a double team there. And Falcons will get it here as Ola Temple working her way upfield.
Tries to dodge right away, but holds up and lets the rest of her team get in so they can get organized and set up their offense.
Coaching change this year for the Falcons. We'll talk more about that as we go here, but Emily Wojcik now leading them, and the players said, the start of the season we were doing a lot of different drills and things. Here's Sandra firing, and Lamoth with the save.
Well, Lamoth's holding up her end of the bargain. She steps out a little bit, which is nice, cutting down the angle, and knows how to use that basket.
Nobody really doing a lot to get open right now, so Chloe kind of hanging on.
And she's smart to do it. I mean, why throw it away and give it right back to Armstrong?
Trying to go there for Mihalidis, and she'll pick it up here for the Crocs. Pass behind Rainerson, though. And it will be Armstrong ball. There's Emily Wojcik, who had coached at Ricori and then the Minneapolis program prior to taking this Armstrong job. She a Spring Lake Park high school graduate, so back in her high school days in Northwest Suburban. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I don't think they may not have been there quite yet then, but a current Northwest Suburban member, obviously, Spring Lake Park. Olivia Keene, that pass getting away there from Kara Cook. Nice job on the ground ball by Hannah Enstead for Osseo Park Center, but Cook picks her pocket. unable to get it to Jenna Hamann there.
Nice block out there. Oh, nice play. Good scoop up.
Hamann took it away, putting it out front, and then almost deflected into her own goal there by Sydney Weiss coming back, but Weiss then able to scoop that ground ball.
Yeah, it stick came in toward the goggles.
Yep, a halo violation there, if you will, as Usai Ba then lost it for Osseo Park Center, and it will be Falcons getting it back. Very early on in the contest, but OPC hanging in so far. They've got that look at that play by Hamann, and then their pass was deflected away. And now here's a shot and a goal. Jenna Hamann going to the net and will finish it here for Armstrong.
Well, one of the problems that OPC's had is their defense. They only have a .458 save percentage, but that isn't just the goalies, though. We can see here just kind of goes one-on-one, bang. Just gets in front of the net. Defense wasn't there with her and had a nice, easy free shot there. Nice comeback on that. She just kind of dips it into the net. So the Falcons take their first goal and get the lead.
11th of the season for Hamann. So Armstrong getting on the board here, and again coming in, I mean, you look comparative scores and everything, and honestly it looks like they probably should win easily and maybe will, but OPC hanging in, doing some, getting a couple saves early, and kind of that's what you just want to see, that your team really compete and not hang their heads. And that's here's Sondral, now drops that pass off. Cook had to retrieve it there and then backs out of traffic, and we'll give it up to Rettelsheimer.
The key for Osseo Park Center is going to be the goalie. Lamont's got to stand up. If she can get some saves she shouldn't normally make, and makes the ones she should make, they could be in this game. Goalies make a lot of difference. We've seen them steal games both in lacrosse and hockey.
Sondral, as they clear out that right side and try to let her go to work a little bit. Nice spin move there, and she scores. Sondral going up high there. You see they cleared out that whole side to give her some room to work with. Goes behind the net and then just puts on the brakes and goes back the other way.
Yeah, we'll watch you. Just a great move here. Just comes back. Ellie Olsen just kind of got flat-footed, thought she was going to continue momentum left, and whoop, back she comes. Nice twist and a good shot over the top.
Goal number 16 this year for Sondral. And it becomes 2-0 Falcons.
Well, for OPC, these face-offs could be pretty important, too, just to get control of the ball and, hold it for a while. Slow this game down a little bit. Get a good shot. Make every shot count.
Ruthie Summers in there for Osseo Park Center. And Sondral will wind up with it again here.
The advantage of having an attackman as big as she is.
Shot whistled wide there. It'll stay with Armstrong. And you get from the hockey season, I have it in my head, and I apologize in advance if I ever call them Armstrong Cooper, because they're not in lacrosse, but they are in hockey, and it just in my head wanting to say that. Nice move to the net here, and there's Hamann netting her second goal of this first half.
Second one coming out of that side point, just kind of really nice dodge move, and again, does the same thing. Fakes left, twists back to her right, gets a good shot over the top. Look at that move. Nice switch hands move on that, got inside.
What I like about that, too, is sometimes people look at that celebration as they're bowled over. It kind of goes to show that sometimes change of pace is more important than just going fast all the time, too.
Yep.
So you kind of lulled the defender to sleep a little bit there. Make that, hesitation and then a quick, decisive move. And That's got it done there. Here's Sondral again winning the draw with the relative ease.
Again, using that height to her advantage, she just makes sure it goes straight up and knows that her stick's going to be higher than, Osseo Park Center's. And Ba tries the best she can, but can't do too much about their physical size.
Might be a chance too for Armstrong to work on a few different things that maybe coaches have been saying, let's try to get this, going for ourselves. And there's a nice takeaway by Ba. Ba's pass a little over the head of Alina and Tanabong, and it will be Armstrong ball.
Good aggressive play by Ba, though. I liked it. She wasn't. I'm still here. She's telling him I'm still here.
Ainsley Ducharme on the move for Armstrong. Nice pass on target to Hamann. And she drops it off nicely. Ooh, Lamont with a nice save there, taking a possible goal from Rettelsheimer. I like the timing on that pass by Hamann as she drew the D to her and then set up a teammate. But that time, Chloe Lamont getting the best of it.
Boy, OPC, the Crocs have got to be ready for that back check. They got to just watch, just because you got the ball and running forward doesn't mean you're not going to catch you from behind. Put some burners on and get across the midline.
Here's Hamann. Nice move there around the D. That time too high with it, though. It'll stay with Armstrong as Cheyenne Oja was closest to it. Another look at that previous shot attempt here. Really nice pass, Rettelsheimer, but there's Lamont. Able to make that stop. She's made a couple good saves, and obviously they've got a few in on her already too, but that's largely due to the defense, I think.
Well, she needs the one error she's making is she's standing in the net. She needs to come out a little bit and knock off that angle. It's just like hockey, same thing. But she's got quick basket, and it's worked for her here.
Couple of nice moves in close, and then Sondral, somebody got a piece of it as she was just ready to release there.
Well, Sondral and Hammond, who've been getting most of the shots here in the top 5 or top 4 scoring for the Falcons.
Here's Hamann. She'll drop it off to Temple. Now a cutter coming through. It's Cook. Just got away from her, though, and Lamont will pick it up. Ooh, dangerous pass there, and knocked loose, and Rettelsheimer up with it. She comes in alone, but then shot too high as she cut across, and defender bothered her shot there.
Well, she switched back to her left hand. I like seeing that. A nice switch hands there to take the shot. The more she does it, the better she'll get at it.
Temple retrieving it there as they've already had a few shots go away, so there wasn't really a ball waiting, and quite as many lined up there. Here's Jenna Hamann, who already has 2 goals for the Falcons, putting it out front, and Lamont making another nice save as she stops Olivia Keene. And there you're kind of getting an example where you want to go either real high or real low with the shot. That was kind of just chest level, and it makes it a little bit easier for the goalie to stay with it and track it.
So far she's done a good job. We'll see it come out here. And pass out front, quick shot. Boy, got that basket up there quick.
Hamann looking for cutters here. Drops that pass off, and there's a shot and a goal. Nice assist from Hamann, and Sondral will get it. So they've each scored twice. Kind of got the feeling that Hamann's, thinking, I want to set somebody up here. I maybe could just go ahead and beat this defender myself, but I want to get some good passing going.
Well, they're not going to dash as effectively over the next few games as quality players, and they need to do this. They need to get running their cutters and hitting passes and getting shots.
So 4-0 lead now. It's gone Hamann Sandral to start the contest here. We're just under 10 minutes in, and Armstrong, as expected, rolling so far.
OPC coach here might want to think about switching out Ba. She hasn't got the ability. She doesn't have the ability. She just doesn't have the height against Sandra. All she does is throw it up. And there we go again. That height is huge, Jay.
Sandra flicking it over to Cook. Going now to Jenna Hamann. Looking for Rettelsheimer. That one got through, but then scooped up nicely. And turning back away, there was Keene.
Nice play. Nice play by Keene. Kind of calmed it down. Let's set it up again.
She'll get an opportunity from the free position here. Goes to the goal and hits the net as Keene makes it a 5-0 lead here for the Falcons.
You see a nice move inside there. Look at that. And just calms it down. Nice play. And then that sets up the free scenario and gets the opportunity, and she buries it.
Her third goal of the season.
OPC now, they got to get control of this ball. Get control of it, hold on to it. I see they switched out their face-off.
But they went to somebody even smaller than Ball, I think. Get it to Hamann. Turnaround try there. And it's good. Hamann will have her hat trick already here in this first half, as Hamann did a good job of shielding the defender, just kind of posted her up with her back to her, and then once she received that pass, it was a tall order to stop that one from that close.
Perfect word, posted up. You can see it right here, and just comes around off the hip and goes low. It's a nice bounce shot. I like those bounce shots, boy. That's tough for a goalie to deal with.
So Hamann will get her third of the night and 13th of the season.
Armstrong wins another face-off.
Yeah, and that's obviously been key to getting into the offense. I mean, they immediately getting all these possessions.
I don't think the Falcon goalie has seen a ball yet.
Nope.
But this is a good opportunity for the Falcons now, going into the schedule they've got left now. Set up some plays, get them down, know who's cutting and who's not cutting, and make some good passes and plays. That was nice and aggressive.
Hamann will keep possession here.
There it is.
Ooh, tried to get it to Temple, cutting free there. You can already kind of see, I think, that they're trying to work for teammates a little bit here that maybe don't get as many scoring opportunities, and Rettelsheimer will scoop this one up.
A little push there and a little obstruction.
Rettelsheimer from that right side will go back to Sandral. They send cutters through here to try and get OPC stretched out a little bit. Now Sandral will go to the net herself. Not that time, though.
Well, they're clearing out to the left and opening up that right side. I'm wondering if Sandra will kind of come back and then hope for a cutter coming out of that pack here toward the right.
Christina Flores-Lee had that pass picked off, and here's OPC with Germstead, one of the few times they've had it even into Armstrong's side of the field. Got the pass away, but that's going to be a push, it looks like, against the Falcons.
Yeah.
As Germstead was knocked down by Ducharme. Germstead getting it back to Antanabong. Puts it out front, and here's a goal for Rainerson. Nice pass by Antanabong, and Lauren Rainerson able to bury it for the Crocs.
Did a nice job getting herself open, and a good pass from the back of the net there. Left-hand X position. Coming through, and Rainerson shining again. Now, here's a good play coming right there. Rainerson got herself open in space in between the defenders. Yeah, the Falcons are looking like, where did she come from? She just slipped in there, loving to sleep. Good play. So Osseo's on the board. Osseo Park Center, I'm sorry. My fault. Sorry, Pirates.
And that's where, you know, for where they're at this year, you look for little things like that. Okay, we had two nice passes in a row that led to that goal, and now the Falcons with Cook. I think for the other side, if you're Armstrong, you maybe you're starting to feel like, well, this is coming pretty easy, and maybe we feel sorry for them a little bit or whatever, and then they get one on you like that, and then you say, okay, well, we got to still keep playing. I mean, at least through a half, I don't think you really think about letting up or you know, running up the score or whatever.
Absolutely not. You keep starters in first half. You got to at least give them. I mean, they work hard and stuff. Give them some breaks, but you know, as you said too, OPC, they don't have many kids to substitute, and they're going to get tired. I would expect the Falcons in the second half to do a lot of substituting.
Flores Lee going to the net there. That one turned away. Olsen picking it up. They surround her in a hurry, but a halo violation. That pass into traffic, then scooped up, and back the other way comes Alexis Schoenberg for Armstrong. Finds Hamann.
You got to be able to catch and pass in this game. You really do. You're not going to be able to run the whole field.
Temple giving it over to Keene. Cook looking for opening here.
A pretty simple offense, Jay. You can see it. They're loading up the left-hand side to come back to the right, or for the ball handler to dodge and work her way in.
Cook will drop it back here to Temple. Redelsheimer's pass a little behind Keene, but she'll run it down. Temple now receiving here for the Falcons. They lead it 6-1. A little over 9 minutes to go in this first half. Cook going to go low with that one, and it'll be Armstrong possession as Flores Lee was near it.
I don't know if that was a shot or a pass.
Yeah, it was kind of an unusual looking attempt if it was a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Hamann.
Boy, the pace of this game is just slow.
I was just going to say, Armstrong has really kind of been real methodical these last few possessions. Not kind of almost like maybe they're not really looking to score that hard, or got away there on the pass, was behind Cook. And a good run back the other way here for Chloe Hubrid, the 8th grader. And here come the Crocs.
Okay, make this a quality hold now. Just move the ball, create an opening for yourself. Don't turn it over and see if you can get another goal.
Around to Antanabong. Finding Hubert here. Now Mihalides with it. Yeah, good possession for them. I mean, you want to make the defense work a little bit and work on your sets a little bit and get a few people a chance to touch it here. Ray Saez dropping it over to Raynerson.
Well, in order to make that more effective, the ball carrier's got to make an attempt. There you go, just like that. Get a dodge in and make them move a little bit, and that should open it up. Otherwise, the cutters are too easy to cover coming down. There it is.
Into traffic there and knocked away, and the Falcons will come out of there with it. Isabella Gergen circling back to scoop that ground ball. Puts it on to Aaron Poloni. Poloni on the move.
Yep, going to keep the pace. Like that a lot.
Turnaround shot is in for Erin Poloni, and I think Erin is, we were seeing her later in the game because the seniors were getting such the opportunity. She's a junior, and she immediately jumped in and got herself going there.
She just kept that pace up. She wasn't going to slow it down and stuff, and then right here she puts a little extra gas on, turns it around, and beats the defense to the corner, takes a nice high shot.
Get her 10th goal of the year. So 6.5 to play here in this first half, and now 7-1 Armstrong.
All right, now to both goalies for Armstrong have over 600 save percentage, which is absolutely remarkable for this game. So, OPC got one, good. Getting another one, gonna be tough.
Here's Brielle Anderson, who also came into the game, and she quickly gets herself in the score column. So like Poloni, a non-senior who normally plays all the time, getting into the game a little bit later, and Anderson didn't waste any time getting herself on the scoreboard.
Her 12th goal of the year. Boy, you can tell, OPC's, young. The size differential across the board is big for the Falcons here. They're bigger and they're stronger. They're older.
Yeah, and even aside from that, I think you can tell they're just a lot more experienced in this sport, too.
Yeah.
And you and I were talking about, you were there coaching way back and toward the beginning of lacrosse, and 10, 12 years ago, you could get away with having a good athlete who hadn't played lacrosse before in your varsity lineup. Now, it's going to show up against the better teams in the Northwest Suburban or even, the other leagues around. I mean, I don't mean to discourage people from giving the sport a try by any means, but know that against the really top teams, you're going to find it going a little bit tough until you get some experience.
Well, the big difference, too, with the youth leagues and stuff like that. I mean,
there's another goal for the Falcons, as this one put away by Katie Poloni.
It's interesting, too. The one thing you always still have a problem with is goalies, goaltenders. And I don't care who are you, Dino or Spring Lake Park or Buffalo, whatever. Trying to find a goalie that wants to get in there is always tough in this game.
Goal number 12 this year for Katie Poloni, the freshman. So the Poloni's pretty good players, and we'll have her for a few more years even, and Aaron for one more year after this one. Interesting. I think you're seeing a couple of players that were kind of chomping at the bit to get in there after they had the seniors play all the time. And you see they kind of fired up and coming in guns blazing for Armstrong. And like I said, when it's, the first half, and you've got some good opponents coming up. I don't think it's time to feel sorry for OPC.
Oh no,
by any means. You gotta get after it. Here's Germstead.
Well, I remember they talked to a coach who had just drilled another team badly, and they said, "Coach, why'd you run it up?" So we didn't run it up. He says, "What was the problem?" He says, "They couldn't stop us."
Trying to get free for a shot there.
It's a good move on her part. She got around real nice. She's fearless. I mean, she's not afraid to stick her nose in there. She might be one of the smaller players on the field, if not the smallest. Gets a free position.
Shooting, and Rancho making the save there for Armstrong. That pass got away from her a little bit. And scooped there by Bryn Campbell for OPC, finding Mihailidis. And it's off the frame of the net. Near miss there for Osseo Park Center. I thought they were going to get their second, but instead we go the other way. Gergen.
Boy, I like the aggressiveness. They got down that field pretty fast. They weren't slowing it down whatsoever. They got to play at that pace. They really want to keep it going. I realize it's 9-1, but with the schedule you got coming up, you keep pressing.
And that shot bouncing wide on the try there by Ashley Storley, freshman.
Well, we watched Lamont make a nice save on the other side here for Armstrong, and I'll tell you what saved her. She got her body in the way and went off one of her legs.
Aaron Poloni surveying the defense here. Boy, they're sending cutters through two at a time. Got that pass off, and then the shot bouncing just wide from Katie Poloni. And
yeah, you're not allowed to kick it.
All going in. It looked like Poloni might have been given a little forearm to the back there, too.
No, girls don't play that way, do they? Oh, my. Nice play by Poloni. Oh, no.
Yeah, that one I thought might have been clean. But
yeah, I did, too.
Here's Sandral. Had it, lost it. Ooh, nice work along the sideline there by Katie Poloni. And it will be Armstrong possession. They rule that she was shoved out.
And the Falcon defense gets to play with the ball a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing on a night like this. When they're not getting challenged all that much by the other team's offense, they can get a little lonely back there. Nice attack here, and a shot bounced home by Gergen. Got to the point where there was a lot of traffic around her, but then was still able to find just enough room to bounce that shot in.
Again, that's where Lamont's got to come out and come after it. She can't let him walk into that crease area unattached, and just go after it. Get that big basket out in front of her stick, and then just drive her off. You can see the move here right there. Gets through three people and a fourth. She's got to step out. There's a pretty even tunnel there.
So Gergen getting her 8th goal of the season, goal number 10 for the Falcons in this half. And they have a 9-goal lead here as we approach 2 minutes to play in the opening half here from Armstrong High School. And lacrosse fans, we're going to have a good one coming up Wednesday night back here. Armstrong, Maple Grove boys. And both those teams having excellent seasons, and a very key one for the Northwest Suburban title. And there's a young man by the last name of Ficken who's taken over at Maple Grove as their head coach this year too. So get a chance to see a good lacrosse game, hang out with me, and hang out with your son that night.
I'm looking so forward to it, and I got to tell you, Coach Ficken is pretty excited about his team this year. This is the game he said is the big game in the conference right here between these two. So, folks, we got it for you on TV, and I think that's spectacular.
Yeah, Falcons boys and girls. It tends to go that way in a lot of sports, it feels like. If your girls program's good, the boys probably is too. Mm-hmm. Not always, but I think, both Maple Grove and Armstrong girls and boys programs very good. And by the way, we want to throw in a little congratulations. Haley Karate, the Maple Grove girls coach, winning her 100th game in their program. And when you think about how short the season is, that's a pretty impressive feat. I mean, you're not, a good team's only getting barely into double digits on wins in a season. There's a nice bounce shot in by Katie Poloni.
Well, what's spectacular about that, too, and what I love is she came back and coached. And we need that. We need more of these ladies coming back and coaching and teaching their young ladies, the sports and how to play and be aggressive, and that it's okay to be aggressive and be a girl.
Scoring for the Falcons, second of the game, for number 9, Katie Poloni.
Katie Poloni will get her second and 13th of the season, and kind of get the feeling, well, for one thing, I talked about that some of those girls who normally would be starters were on the bench because they were playing the seniors, but also coaches might have said, it's okay to go hard. We can score some goals here before half. Again, you want to be sportsmanlike and you don't want to embarrass the other team and all that, but at this point in the game, and as you said, with all those good opponents coming up, you kind of have to worry more about how you're playing and let the scoreboard kind of take care of itself. And we will come to the end of the first half here, and Armstrong dominating the half as maybe anticipated here. The Falcons 11, the Crocs 1, our score at halftime. We'll be back with first half highlights and then our second half of lacrosse here on CCX.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And welcome back here to Armstrong High School. The Armstrong girls leading Osseo Park Center 11-1 at halftime here as we check out some of the first half highlights. And as we said, coming in, based on record, not terribly surprising that we're seeing this. Armstrong's had a very good start to the season so far. And here's Jenna Hammond flipping that pass back. Got an early save there for Lamont. But then they kind of started to take over. Hammond tucking that one right under the crossbar there. And then Sandral, a great spin move there and goes up high and over the top. They each had 2 goals to start the game here. Here's Hammond finding the pass off to Sandral. Here's the 1 goal for Osseo Park Center. Rainerson receiving it and Tonabong on the assist. But obviously they haven't had a lot of great chances, and there was a nice save made by Rancho there. And then they had another one right there that glanced off the goalpost. That was pretty much it for chances, though, in that first half for the Crocs, as Armstrong really pulled away and put some more on the board here. So 11-1 Armstrong. We'll come back with our second half. It's Northwest Suburban Girls Lacrosse here on CCX.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/therightseat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
And just about set for half number 2 here as we get ready for the face-off to begin the second half. Armstrong in the white and red dominating this one here against Osseo Park Center.
We got Husaiba for OPC taking the face-off again.
They're giving them a little break and not using Sandral to start the second half, as she was pretty dominant on faceoffs. Here's Rettelsheimer picking it up and finding Keene. Olivia Keene working her way up the right side, and they'll get things set up. Hamann, who had a couple of early goals and 3 total in that first half.
Boy, nice cross-cutting patterns there by the Falcons.
And able to sneak that one through to Rettelsheimer, then lost it just as she was about to try and shoot. And Baugh battling her there, but
competitor. Baugh's letting them know they're there, even though she gave up a free spot, but that's okay.
Rettelsheimer from the free position here for the Falcons. Trying to bounce that one in, but Lamont able to play that carom nicely. And Hamann, though, getting in there to break up that pass, and she'll scoop it up.
That pass got to be a little more direct. It's just too...
Ooh, Rettelsheimer denied there by Lamont.
Yeah, nice move by Law there.
Knocked away from her. She gets it back, however. Instead, lost it there trying to weave between defenders.
You got to get the ball in the middle. They're running too tight on that sideline, and all of a sudden you're getting double and triple teamed by the Falcons, who are smart enough to jump in there and cut them off and use that sideline as a defender.
Bryn Campbell on the move here for OPC.
Right away. A nice change of pace there on the speed. Did a nice job to get herself loose. And okay, let's go to work, OPC.
Saya is with it here now for the Crocs. The ladies drop that pass off now. Hubrid had it knocked away, but not legally, it looks like. We have a new goalie, too, for Armstrong, as Lydia College, their usual starter, is now in there to begin the second half. Well, Ranshaw didn't face a whole lot of shots in that first half. One got in, one she made a good save on, one hit the goalpost. So kind of had 3 chances, and that was the result on those 3. 1 save, 1 goalpost, and 1 in. Saya is looking to turn the corner a little bit.
Good footwork on the defense there by the Falcons, Jay. Just really cut the angle off and not allow that shot to get off.
And see, they seamlessly switched there, too. And those are the kind of things that obviously when you got these good teams coming up that you're going to need to, rely some on your defense. There are going to be chances against you, and, how do you handle it? And honestly, as you said, goalies can be important, but obviously what happens right in front of them can be even more important or as important. Rainerson looking out front, trying to get it to Baugh, but it was knocked away. And Hubrid scoops it up, and OPC will get another crack at it here. The ladies looking for an opening there.
Well, the Crocs got to start moving. Well, they were trying to wave the side to set up for while they run their plays.
Seeing a little bit of what you were talking about earlier, College, pretty experienced goalie. She's out there a little bit off that goal line to cut down the angle for a shot, but also to potentially take a pass away if they try and just loft it in front of her. Crocs, a long possession. They'd love to end it with a goal.
You can see it's kind of frustrating the Falcons a little bit, Jay. They're getting a little over-aggressive.
Saya is getting instruction on where she needs to start from. And then knocked away from behind there by Ducharme. That's Ducharme was had that in mind the whole way there. Pass got by Cook. And a battle for it here, and Cook will scoop that ground ball for Armstrong, and here they come with numbers. Cook over to Temple, and her shot will bounce wide. Good hustle after it. Falcons will get another opportunity here. Good run there by Keene to go get it.
Yeah, that was nice. That was aggressive, and she wanted that ball.
These are the kind of things the coaches really like to see, too. I mean, nobody, in an 11-1 game, nobody would have said too much if she just let it go and didn't really hustle. But Armstrong got something a little bit interesting cooked up here.
Hide the ball trick.
Rettelsheimer getting it out front. Shot and a goal for Cook.
Cook let that baby rip. Wow. That was a heck of a shot.
Nice pass to find her as well.
Well, their skullduggery and tomfoolery paid off for them, Jay.
Number 5, Kara Cook.
Here's Rettelsheimer. And then dropped it off, and Cook, the D wasn't too bad there, really.
No, she was double teamed, actually. She got it right in between the two sticks and just rifled it low, and I think that's part of it, too. But and got rid of it right away. She didn't even hesitate. She grabbed it and shot.
So we're in ice, so that's just...
You know, and that's tough to do with the girls' sticks, too. You know, the big difference between them and the boys. It's a lot harder to control the ball with the girls' sticks than it is the boys.
First goal this year for Cook.
Nicely set up.
Another of those good hockey players from Armstrong. Hallman trying to get to the front there.
You know, I have noticed a lot of hockey players playing lacrosse. Have you noticed not many of the goalies in hockey are playing goalie at all in lacrosse?
Sondral. We are seeing quite a few different sets and formations from Armstrong. Again, going back to where you get a chance to maybe work on some things and you've got a lead like this.
Well, they kept everything low there, so Sondral could have the option either passing or doing a dodge on her own. And, you know, with a player like that, well, you want to give her as much opportunity as you can.
Sondral from the free position is going to walk right in and bury it for her third of the evening.
Got 2 strides by her, about with 4 of all the defenders trying to catch up to her.
18, Claire Sondral.
Nice play here. She just gets all ahead. And just, again, she knows how to, she goes low. She makes her move that net from the top of her head down to the bottom, and she just can't get that basket down fast enough. Smart player there.
Baugh and Sondral facing off here.
All right.
Baugh will end up with it.
She's a competitor, boy.
Lost it briefly, but gets it back here as Baugh trying to get her team set up. And Rainerson, the halo violation there as Darajay tried to pick that pass off and then got a little bit caught behind Rainerson.
Well, I tell you, the Falcons have really controlled her, though. She got shut off pretty good, but then they just really closed her down. That's the first opportunity she's had in about 7 minutes.
Here's the shot and a nice save by College. As we said, taking over at halftime. She's played the majority of their games. Now here's Hama. Hamann going to the net and tucks it in. That was like a little changeup. Didn't throw, not very much on it, but tucked it away nicely, and see kind of a smile on her face.
I think she made a little move to the right there. She made a move to the right for a pass and kept looking that way. And she was going all the way, but really got the defense off its tempo twice. And there's the second one. And allowed her to get inside as the defender had to raise her stick and interrupt her stride.
Hamann first goal of this half after 3 in the first half. And her friends / teammates on the bench loving that one too.
Well, the seniors having quite a night.
Hubred controlling here for the Crocs. Pass getting away here, but Mia Ladies will run it down. Saez, pretty good job defensively, but then call goes against Armstrong, and we'll have Saez from the free position here as the officials move the D out of the way a little bit there. Good job by the D, though, to cut that angle down and not give her a real clean path to the net.
Yeah. Well, if she was going to shoot, she had to be stationary and rip it off at the minute the whistle went off.
Pass into traffic there, and it'll bounce over to the goalie College. And find Hamann upfield there. That's some confidence in your teammate, too, that Jenna would come meet that one, and she did. Hamann cutting in. Drops that pass back and bounced in. Nice shot there for the Falcons. Scoring it is Millie Mickelberg. And Hamann wanted to set her up there, it looked like, and Mickelberg will score it.
A little screen there, too, in front, but boy, just a nice bounce shot that hit the upper end of the net as it bounced back up. It was a hard shot to do. But she got nice and open coming down the middle there.
Mickelberg will get her second goal of the season. Carrying it upfield here for the Crocs.
Well, she tried. She looked for an opening, made a couple nice pivots there, but boy, I'll tell you, Falcons are playing tight in front.
Turnaround try. Ooh, ouch. That one caught Derajay. And over to apologize. There is Bryn Campbell. And Derajay said,
she's like,
that didn't feel great, but I'm not blaming you.
Release time is 9:11.
And obviously, the girls lacrosse had something you have to be careful of to not hit your opponent directly, firing right at them. And
she wasn't trying to. I mean, she's trying to take a pivot shot to get it off as quick as she could to hopefully, get a net ball in the net. And unfortunately tagged the Armstrong player, and they're going to have a little red mark now.
Looks like Derajay is okay. It stunned her a little bit for sure, but looks like she's doing all right.
It's experience getting hit by a lacrosse ball.
Mickelberg, who scored a moment ago. And there was a halo violation against OPC on the way in, so He'll get an opportunity from the free position here. Mickelberg to the net. This time
Nice.
it's Lamothe making the stop. They're counting players right now. Is OPC got? Might have too many players out there.
The penalty expire?
I think there's,
Might have come in a little early.
yeah, that might have been where the question
Yeah.
is there.
The clock is running, so let's.
Well, and I'll tell you too, here's Temple all alone in front, and Lamothe able to make the stop. It seemed like half the players weren't ready yet, and Temple looked like she was going to have an easy one, but Lamothe, nobody told her. She
No.
was ready.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Dan, too, the penalty release, it gets a little more confusing when the running time situation, I think. And
Yes.
that might have entered into that.
Well, it stays true to the time. It was 11:09, and it'd be 9:09.
Katie Poloni. Pass was a little high, and now a battle for it. And the Crocs will come out of there with it. But then got a little bit rushed throwing it upfield, but Michaelides will pick it up here. Good second wave of D, though, helped to shield her, and Darajay did a nice job cutting her off.
Yes, she really did.
But you always think, when you think about working together, you think offense, but it's same as true defensively, and those two that time did a real good job. Here's Rainerson firing a little too high, and it's going to be Armstrong ball.
Well, it's nice she got a shot off, though. She got it, and she turned and fired. But, you know, the sliding in lacrosse is so important. You can see here. Yeah, probably should have gone down low. But the sliding on defense in lacrosse is really tricky because you got to know where your slide is, and if you're the slide, you got to know which way you're going to go, and then who's going to fill in behind you to cover as you rotate.
I think they initially signaled that it was going to be Armstrong ball, but then maybe discussed it a little bit or figured that actually should have been OPC that were a little closer to that one. And Tanavong turns the corner and scores.
Oh, nice.
Able to get it up and over College there before she could get that basket up. So Tanavong will get the goal.
Boy, she filtered that into a real small hole there. Let's see how much room she had. Oh, yeah. Got it right in on the short pipe right next to it.
That is her first goal of the season. So when Tanavong puts Osseo Park Center on the board for the second time tonight. Clock does continue to run with this margin here in the second half as well, and as we were talking at halftime, probably both teams kind of okay with that at this point, as it's a fairly lopsided score. But I like the way teams are still working, though, and that's the thing when you various things. You still have an opportunity to try and get better on a night. When you're playing. Like we're talking about defensively for Armstrong, they hadn't had much work for much of the game, but then you still want to see that good unity in terms of when they switch or when they slide with, and we're seeing that.
Mm-hmm. There's benefit to be gained for both teams here, and I like the way OPC's fighting back. They ain't quitting. They're still playing hard. They're still playing aggressively.
Kuykendall with it up that right side for Armstrong. Got it over to Ducharme. Ducharme turning on the speed here. And shot was denied. Another opportunity, and Lamothe making the stop that time on Gabby Mickelberg.
Well, Lamont's holding up pretty good here.
Run up the left side here for Rainerson. Little stutter step there, but pretty good defensive recovery. Try to go to Bob, but a little too tall for her, and Hubred will pick it up.
Oh, rip one. Oh my gosh, OPC, just rip one. If they're going to be like that in front of you, let it go.
Tanavong, who had that second goal here for Osseo Park Center, trying to go to Bob, but just couldn't come up with it. She'll run it down, though. Here is Rainerson.
You know, Armstrong's done a very good job of closing off that side, totally. You have to attack from the top, or you're not going to get in from the side at all to get an opportunity.
Campbell had it knocked away from the side, and that'll lead us back in the other direction. Gergen getting it ahead, and here come the Falcons.
Boy, the other big difference you've seen tonight, too, is Armstrong is fast. In comparison, they really move when they get the ball.
Ducharme's pass got away, and now a battle for it, and Temple. Nice stick work there to come up with that one. Josie Doty. Turn left, then back right, and a nice save there. Yeah, some good work down the stretch here by Lamothe.
And Doty, the 8th grader, doing a nice job getting a shot off that. Had a little pepper on it.
Saez turns the corner here. Coming right in at College, and then lost it. Gergen working back the other direction here for Armstrong. Rainerson almost snuck up there and took that one away right away. And then she's going to be called for the chop there.
There might have been a little non-thinking frustration going on.
Fun night here for Armstrong. As we said, senior night. They had a chance to honor all their seniors and their families out here with them and everything before the game. And a lot of times, though, you know, wins and losses you almost remember less than things like that, and some of the road trips you take, or maybe tournaments you might be part of, or whatever. And so those are the things that, you know, high school sports, I mean, we talk a lot about results and who's, you know, getting all the accolades and all that, and rightly so, but there's other things that make it fun for these girls as well. Anderson shot too high up and over the top.
Well, there can only be a certain amount of winners, Jay. That's just the way it is. That's reality. And you got to pull positives out of everything, including losing. And individual play. Did I get better tonight? Did I learn something tonight?
And that one bounced in low there by Ducharme. Ainsley Ducharme putting it away there for Armstrong.
You don't see too many low shots like that. Not that the ball went low. She got her stick low and let it go. You see a nice play here. Good. Just a nice swivel move. And just gets it down low. And there were two Croc players in front of the goalie and just beat her.
We'll be down to just about a minute to go, and by the time this face-off occurs here, as Armstrong has dominated this one here tonight. Here's Brielle Anderson carrying it. Pass bounced away, and OPC will come up with it as Hubred working her way back upfield. Knocked away by Molly McDyer, but she'll be called there as we're approaching a half minute to go in this one, as be win number 6 this year for Armstrong. And again, they've got a pretty rugged stretch of games coming up, though, as they, and again, mostly on the road. And then starting right away with Wednesday night at Maple Grove. Yep. Maple Grove's got a very good team. And then Friday, it's a non-conference game, but a section opponent, Wayzata.
Yep.
And then they come, and that's on the road as well. And then the next 2 games after that at Champlain Park and at Andover. So they're definitely a tough stretch for the Falcons coming up.
I think you could safely call that a meat grinder.
Oh, there's Hubred, and she will bury it right before the buzzer. So give her a goal right as time expires, and that will make it a 16-3 final there. And a little excited for her right at the end here. And I wasn't quite watching the clock enough to be able to see, and then just got it done ahead of time, and to see College was like, no, right at the end. But still a great performance, obviously, here for Armstrong as they dominate this one here, Dan, tonight, and show why they're looking like one of the better teams in the conference. We'll know a lot more, next 10 days or so, just how much of a contender they really are.
Yep. And then they got to run the section gauntlet, and that is not an easy section they got to go through. But they're looking like they got their game in play here.
So I hope you've enjoyed this one here tonight. Again, senior night for Armstrong. A dozen seniors honored before the game tonight for the Falcons and their team, as we see some of that ceremony right there. 16-3, Armstrong winning it over Osseo Park Center. For Dan Ficken and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Armstrong High School.